What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we do have a major announcement today from Splinterlands regarding more layoffs or staff reductions and then the overall restructuring. So I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. It's, there's a lot in here, but I'm going to try and cover the main topics and then give a couple of initial thoughts to this. So let's go ahead and just start right at the top. This is written from Matt. He's the one who posted it into the chat as well. So they had to let some people go. They did not list out who was let go, but I'm sure we'll probably get a list of that over time, or we'll get a better idea of who had to be let go. Essentially, the main thing that's happening is that with the restructuring, they're splitting out all of the non-Splinterlands related projects, which are at this point only Invenium or the GLG GLS platform, GLG game and the GLS platform. I know there was talk about Arcade Colony. I wonder if that will fall under there as well, but again, that might be further down the road. And again, it has nothing to do with Splinterlands, so therefore it is all getting split out into its own separate entity called the Invenium Corp. So I believe these will all still be under the Steam Monsters banner, right? So you can see here will be a wholly owned subsidiary of Steam Monsters Corp, the parent company, but it will be led by Aggie. So with that being said, Aggie will be moving over to focus on building out the Genesis League Goals game, but the Invenium and GLS platforms overall, while Matt will be staying on to focus on Splinterlands and Soulkeep. So he said this will ensure that Splinterlands team is 100% focused only on Splinterlands and directly related products, and that all funds taken in from Splinterlands product sales will be used exclusively for the improvement and growth of the Splinterlands game. So they're separating everything out: bank accounts, finances, revenue, all of that. They're going to be two separate companies with their different IPs, different offerings, essentially under the same banner, though, the Steam Monsters Corp. So he comes down here and talks about long-term focus, essentially saying that over the past year or so, the company has been prioritizing short-term revenue over long-term sustainability with the hopes of buying time until the market recovers and avoiding difficult decisions like the cuts being announced today. I want to assure the community that this will not be the case going forward. So in addition to reducing the expenses, Matt, when it says this is Matt, right, is going to do whatever it takes to raise investment capital for the business. This will allow us to focus on building a sustainable business with the opportunity for tremendous growth over the long term. So roadmap will remain mostly the same, and that's going to be Secret of Praetoria, which is land, Rebellion, attracting and retaining new players, and their Soulkeep, and the SPS validators. Now, there is a major announcement for Rebellion and the idea that Matt wants to push forth for Rebellion. But essentially, it's going to be this, and this still has to be done as a DAO proposal, because we plan, let me just highlight it here, we plan to propose that the Rebellion set be owned and sold to by the SPS DAO rather than the Splinterlands company, which is similar to what's going on with Rift Watchers. And in return, they're asking the DAO to hire Steam Monsters Corp to develop and distribute the packs through the Splinterlands game platform. So this will mark a major milestone in our long-term goal of allowing the player community to not just own the assets in the game, but to own the game itself. So he says he's planning to submit a governance proposal for this. And essentially, what they're asking the DAO for is $250,000 in USDT, USDC. Keep in mind, there's some other proposals ongoing right now, which again we'll probably have to vote down if we want to get this one in instead. But essentially, using those funds from his treasury to fund the initial development of Rebellion for the DAO, and then splits all of the revenue from Rebellion with 50-50 with the Steam Monsters getting half, or the team getting half, and then the DAO actually getting the other half. So this would mean that half of Rebellion pack sales would go to the DAO, and would be pretty great for overall economy. So as you can imagine, if approved by the staked SPS token holders, this could potentially lead to millions of dollars worth of DEC going to the DAO and being taken out of circulation over the life of the set, which I expect to help both the community and the company, or put both the community and the company in a much better position. So he says, while I don't want to go too off topic, I do want to note that we are currently planning for Rebellion to be more than just a typical card set. It's planned to introduce an entirely new mechanic into the Splinterlands game, designed to give players more agency in battles and make gameplay significantly more engaging. More details about the set, pricing, and all that stuff will be shared as we get closer to launch, but they're still expecting it to be done by the end of the year. And then It's just a final note here, beginning a new chapter, lots of different changes, but optimistic, as Matt should be. I mean, obviously it sucks, but that's where we're at. So I don't want to jump too far into this because we have the town hall coming up as well, where Matt is going to be talking through a lot of these changes, and so I want to reserve some of my thoughts. I will say this though, I had heard. let me be very clear. I hadn't heard any internal rumblings, but I had heard a lot of other people in the community talking about, man, I wouldn't be surprised if we see layoffs and all this stuff. So to all you folks that have been saying that, you were right. And I'm not saying that I was disagreeing with you, but I just didn't. I thought that maybe we'd see, Land come out, maybe Rebellion come out. And if those two did not go the way that the team had hoped, then maybe we would see some further layoffs. But it looks like that came earlier, combined with the sense of splitting out the two different organizations. So I'm not quite sure what this means for Genesis League goals, although I'm sure we're going to hear something from that side, and I'm sure we're going to hear from Aggie specifically when it comes to that. Not going to sugarcoat it. It sucks. It sounds, it's never a good thing when a company has to lay people off. I don't know what this does to the assets. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, a massive sell-off in a bunch of different assets across the board. We just hit a new SPS all-time low, so maybe somebody knew about this ahead of time and was selling, but I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see that. So a lot of this will hinge on where the team moves from here, how Matt kind of sees the vision of getting Land 1.5 out, getting Rebellion out. Again, we're pretty much at the end of September here, so it's like 3 months between now and the end of the year. If they're able to hit their deadlines of getting these two major projects out, where that could put the team, what the runway looks like, we don't really know. But I'm going to go ahead and just leave this here for you guys, get your initial thoughts, and then, obviously I'll come back with my usual 5 biggest takeaways from the town hall after we get more information about this. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure you're disappointed. Maybe some of you are happy and think that this is good. I'm not saying that it can't be good. I'm just saying that, whatever the case is, we'll continue the discussion in the comment section below. I'll catch you all in the next game, or in the next video, and maybe in the next game. Who knows? But, in the next video, and see you around the game. Take care.